What's going on, guys? Coach Chris here with Forge Through Faith, and today we're going to be going over workout strategies, tips and strategies for Open Workout 22.1. So workout 22.1, you got a 15-minute AMRAP, 3 wall walks, 12 dumbbell snatches, 15 box jump overs, okay? Weight for the dumbbells, 50 for the guys, 35 for the girls, 24 inches for the guys on the box jump overs, 20 for the girls. Your warm-up. First thing you're going to want to do, guys, is some soft tissue work, okay? You're going to want to loosen up your lats, pecs, and your low back, okay? So making sure you take a foam roller into your lats, leaning on it, loosening up this line of action right here. In fact, you could even get your T-spine as well as your pecs. So you're going to want to open up this whole area for those wall walks. So when you get to that end range, you're not limited in this extension, and you're able to get into end range without having to really fight for that position to get those reps. And then also your low back. This is very posterior heavy once you get to the dumbbells and the box jump overs. So you're going to want to make sure that those areas are loose as well. 5 minutes easy row. Really, any form of aerobic work is good for that part of the warm-up. I'm choosing a row here, again, because it's going to be posterior heavy from the dumbbell snatch as well as the box jump over. Then what you're going to want to do is loosen up your joints through your hips, okay? That's going to be especially important so you have the mobility in your box jump over to stay nice and low and you're not kind of fighting through those positions. So 1 minute banded hip distraction per side, 1 minute banded lizard stretch per side. And these are all stuff you can find online, guys. I don't want to bore you by getting too far into the weeds and showing every single movement I show in the warm-up, but if you Google these, you'll be able to find them no problem. And then 1 minute banded pigeon stretch per side, and then some banded shoulder opening complex, okay? Come on over here, a little bit more warm-up, some activation work, okay? So you're going to want to get the right muscles groups ready to fire. So 3 rounds, 10 banded good mornings, 10 band pull-aparts, 10 single leg glute bridges per side, and 10 half kneeling dumbbell Arnold presses per side, okay? You're then going to go into some movement-specific warm-up. This is going to be pretty general, no real prescription, but practicing some box jump overs, practicing that step down if you're not used to doing that step down, and practicing which form of box jump over is going to be the most effective for you. And I'll kind of get into those at the end and show the different versions for you to do. Also going to want to hit a couple wall walks and some dumbbell snatches. If that dumbbell weight is heavy for you, it's not for many, but if it is for you, starting lighter and then warming up to the weight you're going to need for the workout. And then you're going to want to do 2 to 3 rounds at what I call race pace, okay? Essentially, and I'm going to get into pacing in a second, what you anticipate a per round pace is going to be for you and for the vast majority of the workout, that's the speed I want you to execute this part of the warm-up. So you're going to do 1 full round, wall walk, dumbbell snatch, box jump over. If you think you're going to average 1.5 minutes a round, do it in 1.5 minutes. If you think you're going to average 2 minutes, so on and so forth, rest as needed between rounds. Rest to complete recovery. Again, this is just the warm-up. We don't want to come out too fast and then be fatigued for the workout, but you want your body to feel from a muscle usage standpoint as well as a breathing standpoint, kind of what it's going to feel like during the workout. Some strategies, okay? First one is smooth and steady. This is a 15-minute workout, so it's fairly long. The rep schemes are small, okay? So generally when you get big chunk reps, you're gonna get way more local muscle fatigue in set. You're not really gonna get that necessarily in this workout unless you're severely limited in one of the movements. So if you're really poor at wall walks, you'll probably get some heavy shoulder fatigue through the wall walks into the dumbbell snatches. If your quads give out early on you, you're going to really feel those in the box jump overs. But generally, because the reps are not super big sets, you're going to be more breathing heavy, obviously, until you get into the later stages of the workout and kind of everything hurts and everything's tired. But just some pacing strategies. Now, for people like me, you know, the average person out there, you're not really going to get much from this pacing strategy other than I'm going to be slower than these guys. But last night, Noah Olson started out pretty hot. He came in, first round was at 106, and he ended up defaulting all the way back to his slowest round being at 145. Okay, versus Pat Vellner, who won the workout last night. His first round was in a 109. And he ended up at slowest round at 127. Okay, that's important to note because again, finding a pace that you could hold steadily for the vast majority of the workout is going to be super important. I just watched Marquand go, and he basically held the same pace throughout and actually got faster in the last 5 minutes of the workout. That's the kind of pace you're going to want to hold. Okay, and just to give you some perspective, 10 rounds, if that is kind of where you think you're going to end up, that's around every 90 seconds. And if you're 7.5 rounds, is around every 2 minutes. Okay, so when you're practicing in the warm-up, if 90 seconds is like, wow, that feels really fast, then you're not going to be in that range, and you're going to want to default back to a slower time. You know, somewhere in that 1:45 to 2 minute range is probably where a lot of people are going to fall. People, I should say, looking to get into 10%, that's probably where a lot of those people are going to fall. Transitions are going to be huge here because there's a lot of transitions. Again, small rep ranges leads to a lot of transitions, okay? So what you're going to want to come off the wall, get right onto the dumbbell, put the dumbbell down, get right onto the box jump overs. Your recovery transition, for lack of a better term, can be from the box to the wall, okay? Because that's going to be your longest walk. They gave us a floor layout plan. Again, I'm going to take it aside. Make sure you look at that layout plan. Make sure you look at the standards so you're executing everything correctly. But that's kind of be where you can recover. You can walk back to the wall, get down, and start your wall walks. You're going to want to be quick on the wall walks, okay? That's not really a movement you can get a rhythm in mid-movement, because then you're having a much longer time under tension. Move fast on the wall walks, get to the line, get to the next line, get off the wall. Once you finish that, rhythm on the dumbbell snatch and box jump overs are going to be key. Being efficient there, smooth there, focusing on your breathing, okay? And again, focusing on your breathing throughout the entire workout. Okay, so we're going to take a walk, and I'm going to make sure that some of the strategies you could execute on the movements themselves. Marquand just went. He crushed the workout. No, you should be okay because I got the mic. Can you grab me, can you bring me that dumbbell? On the wall walks, guys, yeah. Nice and flat on the floor. Like I said, make sure you get those feet to the wall. So I'm going to come up. Generally, a lot of folks, the best thing to do is going to be to push your butt back to the wall, okay? Because that's going to be less taxing on your shoulders. And then I can get my feet onto the wall and then start moving my hands, okay? If you have really good shoulder endurance, then you don't have to worry about pushing your butt back. You can just come up and start getting your feet onto the wall there, okay? On the dumbbell snatches, like I said, rhythm is going to be key. You're going to drive your hips, get the dumbbell over your head, and then I always like to say, look to make an okay sign as you transition and catch the dumbbell on the way down, okay? That's going to make sure the fat part of the dumbbell slides into those fingers versus trying to like be a sharpshooter and catch it nice and sturdy in the middle. Let it slide into your okay sign, touch the ground with both heads, come back up. Now this is really kind of a hinge movement, right? Pushing the butt back and driving up. If you feel your low back, your hamstrings and your glutes starting to get tired, instead of putting the dumbbell down, think about squatting then. So if I can squat my butt down to the floor, that's going to be less taxing on my low back, and I can simply just change the movement pattern and continue to move the dumbbell, okay? On the box jump overs, guys, this is where how you're turning, how you're jumping is going to be super important. Keeping your hips low is going to be key. You get no extra points for jumping super high over on the box. If you watched the announcement last night, especially the girls, Danielle Brandon, who won the workout, her hips standing and on top of the box were essentially at like the same height versus Bethany Shadburns, who was much higher. Okay, so what I like to do is jump. I'm going to try to land 1 foot in the middle of the box, 1 foot on the edge, pivot, step down. And then I'm going to go the other way. You'll notice I kind of alternate which side I turn. That's going to be super important because if you're turning the same way the whole time, not only is one side of your back and your glutes going to get extra tired, but you're probably going to get dizzy as well, okay? So I like to face the box, land 1 foot in the middle, 1 foot on the edge, pivot, turn down, okay? Some people who are a little bit quicker might jump at like an angle here or like a 3/4 angle, but the same concept. I'll jump, I'll land here, except instead of pivoting and turning, I'll just step down. So I can jump from this angle. I'll land close foot on the edge, far foot in the middle, step down. Okay, those are going to be the two most efficient ways. And then once I finish with my box jump overs, if I need that recovery time, I'll take my time walking back to the wall, turn, and get into my next wall walk. Okay, hopefully you learned some good tips or tricks. If you liked this video, subscribe and follow the Instagram page, and keep on the lookout for more tips and tricks to come.